Well, you can Google anything, but to get my trusted advice, there's only one place to go. Visit my site, komando.com, whenever you need a digital hand. You know, nowadays when you go to the beach, you probably bring a little bit of technology with you, right? Your smartphone to take a lot of pictures of the kids. Then, of course, you maybe have that coolest cooler so that's where you can charge your phone, maybe even a wireless, waterproof Bluetooth speaker. Well, Dan Watson actually brought one more piece of gear. I'm talking about a drone. That's right, because he wanted to take some dronies. Those are like selfies, but you take them with a drone of the kids. Thanks for joining us here on the show. You saw something pretty interesting when you looked at the pictures of the drone, right?
Yes, it was only about 30 seconds into actually flying over my kids just to take a quick picture at a family beach outline. And I began to see a shadow of a shark moving right in.
Oh, God, that must have petrified you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what'd you do?
So at that point, I began to scream at my wife to get the kids out of the water, and she was a little bit closer to the water, so she was able to get them out real quick. But I was able to capture one image right as that was happening. And then as soon as they started running out of the water again, I was able to grab one other shot. And both of them kind of showed the shark coming in. And then the second one, you can see them running out of the water very quickly. And the actual shark begins to turn around and move away from them.
Now, were they able to tell you what kind of shark it was, Dan?
They have not been able to. We have a bunch of different species that live in the area. I guess they migrate up the coast of Florida from there. So
can you speculate how far the shark was from your family?
Yeah, it at the time of the first picture was about 20, 30 feet, and then it got a little bit closer, and then it turned away as they were coming in. So at the closest, probably about 15 feet.
You know, what's interesting in Southern California, there's those beaches, they actually use drones for shark sightings as well. So now, you're not new to cameras from what I understand.
I am not. I have a YouTube channel and I do all kinds of camera reviews, so I've pretty much used about every new camera in existence.
And so what do you think is the best drone out there right now?
So right now, DJI is pretty much the only one making really solid drones right now for whatever reason. And the Mavic Air is kind of that sweet spot for someone who's getting into drones but still wants some really good videography or photography from it.
And what kind of battery life, if you don't mind me asking, are you seeing on that Maverick?
Yeah, so essentially you can get just over 20 minutes. The problem with a drone is that you don't want to fly it until the battery completely runs out. So always expect a little bit below that, because at 20 minutes or 20% left, you're going to want to start to land it, or at least make it really close to you so that you don't fall from the sky when it gets to zero.
That's never a good thing. So
Yeah.
how long did it take you to become proficient at flying the drone? Because I know a lot of folks, you know, that are watching and that are listening right now, they think, you know, maybe flying a drone is easy. And I can tell you from me, firsthand experience, it's not that easy.
It's not. It takes a little bit of time, especially if you're trying to get good quality video from it. Getting smooth movements and stuff can take some time. But the good thing that I love about a drone is if you let go of the controls, it stays right where it is. So that was actually something that helped me out, is while I was able to run and scream at the beach, I didn't have to worry about the drone. It was just staying right there, even though I didn't have the controls in my hand. So if you're very cautious about what you're doing and you ever don't know where it is or where it's going, you just let go. Take your time, try and get your bearings straight, and then try and control it from there.
And there's also that one handy other button, the home button.
Yes.
So can you explain to everybody how that works?
Yes. So the great thing about a drone too is, assuming you do everything right in the setup process, it knows exactly where it is and where you took it off from. So at any point, if you get lost or it doesn't know where it is, it will return to that home location. Even if it starts running out of battery, it will try and make it back to that location before it runs out of battery.
Which is very, very awesome. Now, on your YouTube channel, if you have a few minutes, I'd like to ask you a few questions about that, because we always have folks that, well, they think that they can go make $1 million a year on their YouTube channel. How realistic is that, you as somebody who's doing this all the time?
So if you're looking to do it just from YouTube views, it can be very difficult. We do hundreds of thousands a month, and it's not something that you could have a job off of. However, anytime you have an audience, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, there's ways of using that audience to make money in different ways, whether it's through affiliate marketing, whether it's through sponsorships, whether it's anything, selling your own products. So using a smaller or even a medium-sized YouTube channel to make money is very possible, as long as you're not doing it just from ad sales off of YouTube AdSense, which is what they do for their marketing.
Because that's very, as you mentioned, it's very, very difficult to make a buck doing that. I mean, you need a lot of page views. So you own a photography business with your wife, correct?
That is correct.
And so you're using the channel to kind of funnel business to that?
Right now, they kind of operate very separately. It was kind of our photography that kind of led us into doing it. So if we had the new cameras, if we were teaching people how to use them, why not use YouTube as a platform to do that? And it started growing from there.
What do you think of the mirrorless cameras?
So I have a ton of them, and it's something that I use all the time right now. In theory, mirrorless is the future. There's almost no reason to stick with something like a DSLR now, and the reason for that is because all you're doing is getting rid of a mirror. And for the most part, that is not a necessary component before. There used to be some restrictions on autofocus technology and things like that that were making it if you got a mirrorless camera, sometimes it didn't focus it well, it wasn't as fast. But for now, I'd say mirrorless is the future, and most camera manufacturers are now going into that direction. Even Canon, Nikon, Sony, all of them have mirrorless cameras that are doing really well.
Yeah, I actually have a Fuji that I love. That's why I was curious.
Yes. Yes.
And finally, I want to ask you one question, because everybody always asks me this question. If you have a smartphone, say an iPhone, it's got a great camera on board, why do you need to carry a separate camera?
The reasons have gotten a lot less. Your smartphones are doing much better, and the reason they're able to do better is because they're actually, most of them are taking multiple pictures, and the computers in those are so powerful they can take those multiple images and make one amazing image. So from a standpoint of just shooting something, just bringing out your phone, clicking in auto, and having a picture, they do a great job. Where they kind of fall apart is if you want to start editing them, you want to start printing, you want to zoom, you start getting into low light. These are some areas where mirrorless cameras or larger sensor cameras are still an advantage for you.
Well, I guess I have one more question, if you don't mind. The question is that, do you think you'll ever go to the beach again with your family without your drone?
It will be tough. And if we do, we'll definitely be sticking in shallow water, building sandcastles, something like that.
I hear you. Hey, thanks for joining us, Dan. And we're going to put a link over to your YouTube channel so folks can learn more about you and see your camera reviews. And thanks for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And you see, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the power of technology. And if you have a story that you'd like to share with us, or maybe something that you saw on the news, hey, let me know about it. Go to Komando.com, and at the bottom of every page, there's a link that says, Contact Us. Hey, thanks for watching. Now, a few things. Don't forget to click the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for more digital know-how, check out all these other great links.